Hello, this is Dr. J, back with some more Let's Play Tiberian Sun. So, last time we did both variants of the NOD chemical missile missions, and both of them had the issue that you have to do a complete map wipe, and the cleanup phase can be rather tedious, so that was a little bit of a downer. Also, apparently, in the version of the game that I'm playing from CNCnet, it appears that the artillery have been patched, even in the original campaign, so that they're not the completely overpowered godly killing machines that I'm used to from the OG campaign. And as a result of that, I did not really employ optimal tactics, and my attack and defense were really underperforming my expectations, and I think that's why. So let's go ahead and just keep that in mind going forward, and prepare to move on to the next NOD mission.
I'm lending you a squadron of attack fighters from my elite guard. I want you to destroy the mammoth prototype GDI has constructed. They're praying it's their salvation. Remind them whose side the gods are on.
Alright, so it sounds like we're going to go destroy GDI's Mammoth Mark II prototype here in England. Anyhow, let's see what Cabal has to say about the next mission.
We must destroy GDI's new weapon. They will, of course, build more in the future, but it will buy us valuable time. We know GDI is testing the Mammoth somewhere in this sector. Use a chameleon spy to infiltrate a GDI comm center and locate the test site. Your fighter prototype should be all you need to obliterate the nuisance.
I love how the game acknowledges, yeah, this mission is to destroy the Mammoth prototype, but that's not going to stop the AI from building Mammoth Mark IIs in future missions, so don't get too excited. Alright, let's get to it.
Stealth is key.
Stealth is key, and we have a chameleon spy, who doesn't even appear to have any weaponry, because I can't force fire on anything. I'm holding down control, I get no attack icon. Alright, so first thing we have to do... Wow, this is a long briefing. Okay, objective. Spy one of the GDI comm centers, and then destroy the Mammoth Mark II. Okay, that might mean that this isn't a map wipe mission, which after the last two, I would appreciate that. I just wish that this was like some of the Red Alert missions, where once you've clearly crippled the enemy, they just sell off and charge. That would make these map clear missions a lot more bearable. So I guess just don't be an idiot and wander into point-blank range with enemy infantry who would reveal your spy. And I mean, there's a lot of open ground here. By the way, we're on the Arctic tile set again. I forgot to call this out when we encountered it for the first time in the Rescue Oksana mission. But it's a nice change of pace from just having the desert tile set everywhere. It's quite well done. I like it a lot. Whoa, let's watch out for this patrol. Alright, here's the comm center we have to infiltrate. Now, I'm pretty sure, I have it on good authority, even though I don't live in England, that its climate is not a frozen over tundra. But given that Tiberium has turned the Earth into an alien wasteland, who even knows what's happened to the climate? So I guess we can let that one go. Let's infiltrate this comm center.
Comm center infiltrated. Location detected.
Alright, so we get kind of an in-game cutscene here. We've got a live weapons demonstration going on. There's a Mammoth Mark II. It is a four-legged mech. It has a railgun. I have made my thoughts on the railgun weapon clear. So I hate the railgun. It is powerful. I'll give it that. Basically, it's one redeeming quality. I should have clicked on that thing's health to see if one-shotting it was impressive. Alright, what's your health? Extremely low.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I have a feeling this demonstration was rigged. to make it look a lot more impressive than it really is. Why are those guys loading into that APC and driving off? How interesting. Anyway, we should probably get started with building our base. But yeah, the Mammoth Mark II's anti-air missiles are actually not very good. That Orca, as we saw from clicking on it, had absolutely no hit points left, so that demonstration was completely rigged. So the Mammoth Mark II is a unit that's really cool in concept and not so great in execution. The idea is it's supposed to be this super unit. It costs 3,000 credits, and it's supposed to be so powerful that it's a one-unit army, and you're only allowed to build a single one. And obviously 3,000 credits is very expensive for one unit. Now, in terms of costing 3,000 credits, that's maybe about right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like 2,500 would be better. I'm scouting out more Tiberium, by the way, is why I haven't deployed my MCV yet. This tiny little patch here is not going to last. Let's go squash these guys while we're at it. But honestly, the Mammoth is just kind of underpowered. It's certainly not at all powerful enough to justify only being able to build one. Okay, those guys just stood there and let themselves get crushed. What strange fellows. I'm having a hard time finding more Tiberium. Those MLRS will get crushed by my Tic Tanks. This is honestly a problem. I need more than just this dinky little field to harvest. But the enemy is pressing me while I'm just trying to find Tiberium, so I'm not really being given any time to build up.
Unit lost.
Okay, this is going real bad, actually. They're going to start attacking my MCV. Where is the Tiberium? This one dinky little patch is not going to cut it. There, leave my MCV alone. Okay. Oh, is that the green glow of Tiberium over there? This is where we want our base then. Oh, I wasted a lot of time and took casualties just figuring that out. Unfortunate. Of course, if this is a dinky little field too, then I'd be better off setting up next to the blue one. Oh man. Okay, no, this is a nice big lush field. Oh, Wolverines, that's a problem. Oh, that was, is this going to be basically a double KO? No, we're losing this fight. Okay, if we can get it to chase us so that we can set up our MCV here. Okay, good, because I really didn't want that thing obliterating my MCV. That Wolverine. Alright, let's finally start getting set up. And lead this Wolverine on a merry chase. For some reason, there is a man stuck on this patch of ice. How did that even happen, dude? I have a feeling alcohol had to be involved in this. What the heck? How does that even happen? Alright, it should take the Wolverine a while to chase him down, hopefully. We have a lot of credits, so I think I can afford to set up some defenses before I even put down my first refinery. Well, a little civilian town here. Looks like some of the buildings are pretty wrecked, so this town is not in good shape.
Building.
Leave the civilians alone. Not because I care, I'm not. But because, I don't know, that it's a distraction. You've got more important things to be doing.
Building. Training.
Alright, a couple lasers and a couple cyborgs I think should
Construction
be good for keeping my base safe from more early attacks, hopefully. Now let's actually start getting an economy going. Yeah, Mammoth Mark II. Cool idea. You know, giant quadrupedal mech with railguns and anti-air missiles, a walking fortress, a one-unit army that's so powerful you can only build one. All of that is a cool idea, but in practice, the Mammoth Mark II is pretty underwhelming. It's honestly not that difficult to overwhelm and destroy it. And so it's just not really justified in being this supposed one-unit army that you're only allowed to build one of. It's just not strong enough to fill the role it's supposed to. Frankly, I'd rather have... Looks like we lost our attack cycle. I'd rather have a cyborg commando than the Mammoth Mark II, frankly.
New construction options. Training. Unit ready.
Alright, let's get this economy rolling. And, as we saw in the Rescue Tratos mission where we used Ghost Stalker, I hate the railguns in this game. The fact that if you're fighting on uneven terrain like this, your railgun's probably just never even going to hit anything, because it's just going to hit the dirt and fail to penetrate it, which is stupid, because none of the other projectile weapons in the game have that problem nearly as much. You know, the Tic-Tank projectiles, the Tic-Tank cannon shells don't have that problem, for example. The Titan just has a hit scam weapon, etc. And even worse is it's so easy to have friendly fire and shoot your own units in the back with the railgun, which is just terrible. So the railgun kind of sucks as a weapon. I mean, you can get good use out of it if you micro like crazy, but...
Building.
I mean, I know you always have to micro a little bit, but... I have limits on how much I'm willing to micro a unit before it starts to feel much too annoying. Alright, let's build one more refinery, and then I'm going to say my economy is hopefully in good enough shape. It is a shame that I am passing on that blue Tiberium, but it's just not a very big field. We'd exhaust it very quickly. So this does seem to me like the better spot to set up base. Another random note while we're building up, and I guess I can up the game speed. There have been a number of cutscenes that have clearly taken place in underground tunnels. And there's at least one cutscene that shows a Titan, I don't know, obliterating sort of an underground Nod base that we never got to see because it's a Nod failure video in a mission that we never failed. Oh, there's a Titan coming to say hi. Let's slow down to battle speed and maybe train some rocket soldiers to... Never mind, he's changed his mind. He doesn't care about us after all.
Base under attack.
Well, we are coming under attack by an Orca fighter, which I have no defense against. Fine. Let's cancel the war factory and build some SAM sites then. Okay, I'm not okay with that being in yellow health. Is it really quite necessary for you to circle around that many times in between salvos? Seems a little inefficient. Alright, that's good enough.
Construction complete.
There, let's get some SAM sites up if they're going to be hitting us with air attacks. Oh, let's not lead the Titan back to our base. Go scout up here. Okay, so I got interrupted by the fact that I had to respond to an enemy attack. There's been at least one video of a Titan destroying an underground Nod facility that we didn't even see because it was a failure video and we didn't fail that mission. And then other underground videos that we have seen. And there's so many of them, it leads me to speculate, and I don't know if I'm correct on this, this is just my conjecture, that maybe one of the many cut... Oh, we lost our poor dude. Maybe one of the many cut features in Tiberian Sun was that they originally intended to have an underground or subterranean tile set like Red Alert did, which would have been really, really cool. I mean, this is a really cool game anyway. I really like it. It's a fantastic game. But as I said in my very first video, my introduction to this LP, I do think that the game is held back somewhat by the fact that it's basically incomplete. That there's a very large number of features that Westwood intended to implement and never did. like the Forgotten as a third faction being a big example.
New construction options.
And there was originally going to be a pre-mission dropship deployment system. That little vestiges of that still exist in the game.
Building.
But that ultimately ended up getting cut as well. And the fact that there's so many cut features
Complete.
is one of the reasons that,
Tanks under attack.
to me, this game never quite surpassed the original CNC. As incredible and as good of a game as it is. Let's see if we can lure these guys back in range of the lasers. No, they're smart enough to outrange them. Okay.
Training.
Well, they're poor against infantry, so let's respond with infantry.
Unit ready.
And maybe
Ready.
they were originally going to have an underground interior tile set as well. I may actually want an EMP cannon in this mission if I'm going to be getting hit by these kind of vehicle attacks. Man, it would have been so awesome if Tiberian Sun had had a Red Alert-like interior tile set. Imagine how cool that would be. And a lot of those otherwise rather strange underground battle cutscenes would make a lot more sense if that were the case, too. As it is, they all feel so out of place because there's never anything like them in-game. I keep forgetting that I can build advanced power plants now. It's very foolish of me. I really should be building them. Let's sell one of our originals
Construction complete.
and replace it with an advanced.
New construction options.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace on this very white, kind of bright Arctic tile set versus the darker desert tile set. I'm not going to bother with laser fence posts.
Building.
I haven't shown off the basic Nod aircraft yet, the Harpy. Just like we at least gave the Orca Fighter one chance to show us what it's got. And honestly, it did better than I expected.
Construction complete.
It helped out an infantry landing that we did, so it wasn't completely terrible.
New
But just like we gave the
construction
Orca Fighter a chance to show us what it's got, let's go ahead and build the basic Nod air unit, the Harpy. Oh, sorry. I forgot to turn off my bug zapper, as I so often do. Let me take care of that. Then I have to get my headphones back in because I can't use my wireless headphones on the same computer that will play Tiberian Sun in a fairly stable manner. Alright, I'm resituated. I do sometimes remember to turn off the bug zapper, but often I forget.
Building.
Where was I? Now I'm all distracted.
Unit ready. Construction.
Alright, let's go ahead and sell off one of these power plants here and replace it with an advanced. And I think once we build a tech center, we'll be able to build the prototype fighter that Kane referred to from his elite guard or whatever. Alright, Harpy, we'll see if we can find a nice target for you. The Harpy is better against infantry, I believe. It has a chain gun. Now, it looks quite odd in-game, because it looks like it's supposed to be an actual helicopter, unlike the jet-powered Orcas, which they're VTOLs, but they're not actually helicopters because they're not rotary wing. This looks like it actually is straight up...
Cannon ready.
Okay, thanks, Cabal. This looks like it is straight up supposed to be a helicopter, but it has no rotor blades depicted in-game. As a result, it ends up looking very strange.
Options.
Okay, and yes, we can build the Banshee, we can build obelisks. Given that we've learned that, given what we have learned about artillery, and how they appear to have been nerfed, I think I'll actually build an obelisk. That should actually be worthwhile to us now.
Construction complete.
There we go.
Building.
And then I'll build a few helipads, put together a Banshee attack squadron, find the Mammoth, and just like Kane suggested, let's see if we can destroy the mammoth with a strafing run by banshees. Although the whatever conglomerate of quote-unquote defense contractors is responsible for manufacturing the mammoth clearly rigged this demonstration to make it look like the mammoth is really good against aircraft, it's not. It sucks against aircraft. It can technically shoot at them, but in fact it's actually pretty bad at it. So a Banshee squadron will in fact be a good way to attack the Mammoth Mark II. Where'd the advanced power plants go? There we go.
Building.
One more and that should take care of our power needs for the rest of the mission. We're pretty well defended against attacks from the north, not so much against attacks across this bridge. I'm almost tempted to destroy that bridge to prevent the enemy from attacking us over it. But I don't see any signs that they are planning on doing so. That Titan just seems to be on patrol. So I don't think it's going to be necessary. Let's bump the game speed up again.
Building.
Alright, so the helipads are 500, and each Banshee is that 1,500? So it's basically 2,000 for a Banshee? Good lord, they're expensive.
Building.
That is a fortune. You better impress me, Banshee,
Construction.
with that kind of price tag.
Unit ready.
I don't remember ever making much use of Harpies when I played this game in the past. My vague impression is, like the Orca Fighter, they're not great. Alright, let's see what the Banshee can do, though. Pretty sure it's better than the Orca Fighter and the Harpy. Okay, that's not bad. I think it would have done even better if the Titan weren't moving, but I think, like a lot of things, they're not fantastic against moving targets.
Building.
Let's have 4 Banshees. I think that should be a pretty good attack force. And then maybe a stealth tank to try to find the Mammoth Mark II. The Banshee voice lines seem kind of messed up.
Insufficient funds.
It doesn't seem to ever say anything else when you select it other than affirmative. That doesn't seem correct, so I'm pretty sure that's some kind of bug. Alright, one more I was going to make.
Building.
And when they get shot down, they go, whoops.
Construction complete.
Which is amusing, but also seems kind of not correct. Like, almost like it was just a test voice line that they forgot to take out. I'm pretty sure the Banshee voice lines got corrected for the Firestorm expansion. That particular fix does not seem to have been backported to the original campaign. Oh, hey, he actually had a different voice line. Well done to you, Banshee. Alright. So much for that, Titan. That was pretty good. Alright, so our stealth tank is going to try to find the Mammoth Mark II, and then we're just going to need...
Building.
Alright. Artillery are still very good, especially on base assault, so we're still going to make heavy use of them. And we're just going to make a nice big attack force to launch a standard assault, hopefully lure the Mammoth Mark II out, and then try to take it out with a Banshee strafing run. Funnily enough, although the enemy was pretty aggressive about attacking me when I was trying to find where to set up my base, since then they've pretty much left us alone. Oh, I think that the enemy Orca Fighter is about to get wrecked by my SAM sights.
Base under attack.
Yep. Goodbye. So yeah, the enemy has not been very aggressive in this mission except for very early on. Just kind of leaving me alone to build up again.
Unit ready.
Okay, so it seems like I can't really get down there from this position. Let's just confirm that. This is probably going to be a ridge line that I can't descend. Confirmed.
Insufficient funds.
Alright, we've just about exhausted this Tiberium field. I think it's time to start. I know it's a long journey, but at least it's blue Tiberium, so you'll get more per run. I think it's time to start harvesting that one, guys. I should probably put a rally point away from my base so it's a little easier to select all these guys. Okay. Let's continue scouting operations. Wish the stealth tank had a slightly longer vision radius. The stealth tank's best use, in my opinion, is as a scout. It's also not bad for sniping off harvesters and that kind of thing. But it would be even better as a scout if it could see just a little farther.
Unit ready.
Can you sneak through there? Yeah.
Unit ready.
I hear fighting, but I don't see anything happening at my base. Whoa, careful, I see infantry. Dang it. Oh, that was close. Where are you at, Mammoth Mark II prototype? I don't really see a lot of SAM sites. You know, maybe I can just build a big enough Banshee force that I can easily just avoid whatever few SAM sites they have and basically just one-shot the Mammoth. Is that it parked right there?
Construction complete.
There it is. As long as I can target it, and I can. Yeah, I think a big enough Banshee squad will do the job and I won't need any kind of ground assault at all.
Cannot deploy.
Just sort of cheese this mission by scouting out the Mammoth with a stealth tank. Alright, now I've got a good defense force here. Even if I'm not going to attack with them, they'll keep my base very safe. Let's spread them around.
Building. Construction complete.
Do. Now again, I'd like to reiterate that I am very much enjoying the Nod campaign. It is fun, but I'm continuing to have the impression that the Nod missions are more rough around the edges and the GDI missions are better designed overall. I mean, after those last couple of missions where... And another thing that was real awkward about the second variation of the Tiberium missile mission was, instead of having Tiberium veins to mine, there was just a route for a convoy that we had to clear, and once we cleared it, we got periodic deliveries of, you know, the Tiberium waste to prepare the chemical missile, which is a cool idea in concept, but in execution, it took so ridiculously long to fill up my Tiberium waste facility that you could fire the chemical missiles so infrequently that it was like practically a waste of time, because it's not like the chemical missile is that powerful. And so what's supposed to be a showcase for Nod's cool, powerful chemical missile weapon, it just ends up being lame and underwhelming when it takes a ridiculously long time for those scripted convoy trucks to fill up your Tiberium waste. So that was another idea that was very cool in concept, but the execution was kind of not really there. And then there's the whole debacle with the incredible tedium of finding and destroying every last enemy on the map. Where in the world are you going? Go harvest from here, you fool. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of reinforcing my opinion that the Nod missions seem a little rougher in their design.
Unit ready.
And then this one, too, is continuing that trend because, wow, GDI just isn't attacking me. They did a few times at the beginning, but look, they just basically sat back and let me build this up. Almost uncontested. What are they doing? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to easily obliterate the Mammoth Mark II with this attack. Though just in case I'm wrong, I'll make a scum save, because if I lose every single one of these Banshees and they accomplish nothing, that's a lot of money down the drain. I don't want to keep that result if it occurs. I'm not expecting it to. I don't see a huge number of enemy SAM sites. Oh, what game speed am I even at? Okay, yeah, let's slow it down for this. Yeah, there's like 1, 2, 3 SAM sites. It's not going to be enough. Look at that. Already in yellow health? Dead.
Secondary objective achieved.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Wrong kind of terrain. We were fighting in Arctic rather than desert terrain, but otherwise, that was fairly accurate. Now, I'll admit that little demonstration didn't really prove that the Mammoth Mark II sucks, because I did attack it with 8 aircraft that cost essentially 2,000 credits each. 500 for the helipad and then 1,500 for the unit. And if you get attacked by 8 2,000 credit aircraft, you probably shouldn't be able to withstand that very well, because that's 16,000 credits. So that didn't really prove how underwhelming the Mammoth Mark II is, but I think we're going to get plenty more opportunities to see that it's just not as impressive as I think it's supposed to be. Anyway, that is another Nod mission complete. Wow, that one went pretty smooth and easy. Well, next we continue with the Nod campaign and see what Kane, Slavic, and Oksana are up to next. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.